United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a moment of silence, please. Okay, before we start our meeting with roll call, we need to swear in some new council members. So I'd like our council members that are incoming to come on up front.
Go ahead, Mayor.
Just glad to see just Tuesday. All right. I'm gonna have you guys stand out in front here. Appreciate you. All right, families on your place. Can you see them?
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you raise your right hand. I will read portions of the oath, and when I ask you to state your name, then you can state your name at the same time. Okay? And then we'll finish out. Ready? Okay. I state your name.
Tijerina.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter of the City of Wauseon,
and the Charter of the City of Wauseon,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
of council member
of council member
for the City of Wauseon,
for the City of Wauseon,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
during my continuance in said office.
during my continuance in said office.
Congratulations. One more. All right, now we can have a meeting. Okay, roll call, Brooke.
Council President Chamberlin,
Yes.
Councilor Heising,
Yes.
Councilor Schneider,
Yes.
Councilor Stickley,
Here.
Councilor Stiriz,
Yes.
Councilor Tijerina.
Here.
We have 6 members present, we have a quorum.
Okay, great. Now, on item 6, we need to elect a new council member, or council president for the next 2 years.
Mayor, real quick, it's been a fun 2 years working with you as council president. And Tom, really have appreciated the last 2 years, but I'm excited to nominate Scott Stiriz as our next council president.
I'll second that.
I would move that the nominations be closed, Mayor.
Okay, we need to vote.
I'd second the idea of closing the nominations.
Motion to close nominations moved by Councilor Stickley and seconded by Council President Chamberlain. Councilor Stickley,
Yes.
Council President Chamberlain,
Yes.
Councilor Schneider,
Yes.
Councilor Tijerina,
Yes.
Councilor Heising,
Yes.
Councilor Stiriz. 6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Thank you, Shane. And
Thank
thank
you,
you,
I
council.
Now we just,
Now, we need to switch seats.
no, we just said.
What?
Motion to vote.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm ready to push this.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't push me out
We
the
need,
door.
I'm so sorry. We need a motion to elect Councilor Stiriz as council president.
I'd make a motion to elect Scott Stiriz as our next council president.
I'd second that.
Motion to elect Councilor Stiriz as Council President moved by Council President Chamberlain and seconded by Councilor Schneider. Any discussion? Council President Chamberlain,
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Tijerina?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Stiriz? 6 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
All right, let's switch seats, Tom. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane, for your 2 years. And
At this point, if a council member could make a motion to excuse me from the remainder of the meeting, I have a basketball game to get to.
I'll second it.
Motion to excuse Counselor Chamberlain. Moved by Counselor Stiriz and seconded by Counselor Schneider. Sorry,
It's all right.
I'm all confused after that.
yeah,
Counselor Stiriz?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Tijerina?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Chamberlain?
Yes.
6
Thanks,
yeas,
everybody.
0
Appreciate
nays,
it.
motion
Good
carries.
luck.
good luck at your game.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. I gotta follow my agenda now. Very good. Council has had time to review the prior minutes of council meeting December 20th, committee of the whole December 30th, and the special council meeting on December 30th. Can I get a motion to move these?
I would make that motion, Mayor. I'll second it.
Motion to approve the prior meeting minutes moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Council President Stiriz. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We have no one wishing to address council this evening, so we're going to move on to our department head reports. And Brandon, you will attend all your department heads tonight. Chief Sluter.
Yeah, so we started the new EMS contract year. Everything's going smooth so far. It'll be a couple days, maybe a week before we actually occupy the central station because they're waiting on garage door to be put in. And they're waiting on garage door parts, like everybody in the nation is waiting on garage door parts. But,
So we can't be out there until that's done.
right, we have a place to park the squad, just not a way to get out of the building. It's covered in clutter.
Scott, I'd love to, I know you mentioned touring, but I think it would be nice for us to go out there sometime.
Yeah.
I actually asked all of the department heads prior to the meeting, and Martin Luther King Day, they are all here,
Great.
and they would be willing to do that. if you could,
I'll talk to everybody.
Yep, set up the time and the appointments and dates, or when we can meet.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's a good idea.
We got a civil service exam for entry level. We have, because we're down 2 staff members, we've only had 2 sign up for the civil service test, and neither of them are paramedics, but we'll send them. Give that test because we have to, but we still need to find and recruit some more paramedics. That's all I have.
Any questions?
Does the county have a time span, chief, on the door from, where's it coming from?
The door, everything's actually in Wauseon. It just has to find a set of springs so it'll open.
Find a set of what?
Springs.
Oh, springs?
Yeah. They can't get their hands on any springs.
No kidding. So is it a Wauseon door?
Yeah. House door, no springs.
And it don't have no springs, huh? So, just a power door?
Yeah, just
Doesn't
so
have to be open
overhead garage.
quickly?
Yeah. It's just a standard commercial garage.
Super.
Right, Chief Chittenden.
We are still going through our process of hiring our full-time position. We're doing the stuff after the conditional offer, getting all that taken care of. Holidays went pretty smooth. New Year's was quiet for the police department, so we're just transitioning into the new year, getting all of our reports around and end of the year stuff finished up.
Keith?
Our new public works employee, Mike Reesecker, started today. He's one of 7 that took the test. And we have, and that brings us up to full staff right now.
You got initiated into taking down Christmas checker.
Yes, we did. Yes. We are working
Still
on
here.
taking down Christmas decorations. We had just a couple of water breaks over the holidays that we had to get taken care of. That is about it, just working on keeping the EPA happy and making sure our water plant is fully staffed.
Update on Lou.
I was able to physically talk with Lou today, and he's doing better, he's off the vent. It's going to be a long road to recovery, he's probably going to be off for another month and a half.
It's good that he's moving forward.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Keith?
So, and the gentleman that took his class 3, the EPA has not approved that yet?
He did not pass his class 3 test.
Oh, really? Okay.
So we have a class 3 operator that we have on contract to fulfill our minimum staffing hours for the plant. And we're doing that on a temporary week-by-week basis at this point.
Understand.
Is it scheduled for him to retake his test?
At this point in time, no, he's not scheduled to retake his test. He's hoping, the EPA doesn't have any what they call paper and pencil tests. They're all doing a computer tests, and those seem to be a little bit more challenging for some of the operators. So he is hoping that come May that we'll be able to get 1 or 2 of our operators up to the class 3.
Okay.
Keith advised me that the last test they took a month ago or so, we had 200 applicants in there taking the test and only 40 passed. So sounds like it's a quite intense
Yeah,
test.
it's not for the faint of heart. You have to study and be up on your game, and even then, they've got many trick questions in there that can throw you off.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating as an EPA test that we have to have somebody with that license, but yet the test is very difficult to be able to attain the license 3, which kind of goes against trying to work your way into having people want to take the test, but yet it's definitely needed. So.
We're very fortunate. Lou has done an excellent job in training the people out there. They all know their job. They know it quite well. They take care of all their records personally. It's not just, Lou's not putting all the EPA records in. Each person that does the test is putting in their own records, so it's not like we have people, qualified people to run the plant. We just have to have a class 3 operator to be there to do the EPA paperwork and any required monitoring that is needed from them.
So is that 8 hours a day, month, for this gentleman?
We're on the reduced staffing right now because, and it's 20 hours a week, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. And fortunately, this is our slow time, so our plant's normally only running 6 to 7 hours a day as it is to keep up with our water supply.
It's a lot cheaper than paying penalties and fines to
Month.
the EPA.
Month.
That's all I got to say about it. Thank you, Keith.
I appreciate you scrambling to find somebody too. Any other questions for Keith? All right, Jamie?
So I'm still working on closing out the 2021 year. Today our new water clerk was ill as well as our income tax commissioner. So when we had all these shelter house reservations come in this morning, we've just been bombarded with just trying to keep up with today's work, not able to close out the year yet. I do have the final income tax numbers, which I'll provide you with the normal spreadsheet at the next meeting. But they did come in at $4.4 million this year, which is 16% higher than 2020. And it's also 3.8% higher than we were in 2017, which was our highest year.
Wow, that's good.
So it's much better. I just have to tell Trish that she's doing a great job at collecting and making people file. So she's doing a great job. And I guess that's all I have for tonight, unless you have any questions.
Any questions for Jamie?
Beginning of a new year, thank goodness we don't have a lot of bills and stuff.
I know. Okay, Tom?
Continuing to work on some of the background stuff on the TIF to make sure that that moves forward. I think, just talked to Jamie before the meeting, and I think our original proposed schedule is gonna work. It sounds like the financing can be pursued in tandem with the council's review and passage of the ordinances, so we should be able to get at least, well, hopefully 3 reads with the last one on emergency and have the money ready more than enough time for the developer when he's ready. Still got a few other things that need to be done. I guess one thing council will be doing in new business is making a motion, hopefully, to set the public hearing for the ordinance, which is a requirement in the statute to do that. And Mr. Gleckler has received notice as the property owner and submitted a waiver in terms of those times, so we're all set there. Also, the labor attorneys are working on getting a mediator assigned for purposes of review of the union contract, of the negotiations with the police department. We're anticipating that to take place still at the end of this month. We'll keep council apprised as we move along. But the issue, of course, is just I think we made a lot of progress in the negotiations, primarily just the wage issue that needs to be hammered out. Guess that's it. Looking forward to a new year. Looking forward to working with the new council president in the hot seat here. Got big shoes to fill.
I do.
Any questions for Tom? Okay, great. All right, let's move on then. We have nothing, no committee reports coming in. And we have nothing under first reading of legislation, so we're going to move to second reading of legislation, ordinance 2021-13, which is an ordinance providing for a city law director, assistant law directors, and setting a rate of compensation. Everybody got their email on that?
I didn't get the price tag on it. Are we just gonna leave it open?
It's in the legislation, the price. If you read it, and honestly, I compared it to the 3 years ago, it's the same.
Same?
Nothing's changed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then I would make a motion to move forward.
I'll second it.
Motion to place ordinance 2021-13 on second reading and the second reading be passed, moved by Councilor Stickley and seconded by Council President Stiriz. Any discussion?
The only thing I want to add to it is that there's a couple of changes in the law directors, like you've added on Stephen Maloney now, and Kayla Baker's name is in the new contract.
I believe they were in the previous one.
I don't.
It should be the exact same contract.
I think it was, it is the exact.
So
I
is
think
everybody
it was
on?
just added on.
Jan?
I think we had some.
So
This might be a rough draft.
I think we've listed,
Kayla Baker, I think, was the only one added in. Yeah. And that's the old one. And then the new one. Just to
oh,
say.
this is the, okay.
That's the old one, and then this was new, and then
Oh.
this was new up here, which I think at the time, we didn't have.
Okay, so
it's just
I
names.
apologize. We list those folks as assistant law directors because they're occasionally doing work for the city. Jan doesn't do so much, but Kayla has done some stuff for the city. Of course, Stephen does the prosecution work, and then Kevin fills in for me once in a while. That's kind of the roles that those guys
The
fill.
4 of you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But everything else was the same according to.
Yeah,
wages.
the terms are just reproduced in terms of the expense to the city.
Okay.
Councilor Stickley?
Yes.
Council President Stiriz? Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Councilor Tijerina?
Yes.
Councilor Heising?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Thank you. Third reading of legislation, Resolution 2021-16 is a resolution authorizing the mayor to issue a request for qualifications for an engineer.
So moved.
Second.
Was that Schneider? Councilor Schneider?
Yes.
Motion to place resolution 2021-16 on final reading and the final reading be passed, moved by Councilor Schneider and seconded by Councilor Heising. Any discussion?
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Tijerina?
Yes.
Council President Stiriz?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Thank you. Under new business, we need a motion to schedule a public hearing on the Seneca Drive Tax Incentive Ordinance for January 17th, 2022 at 5 o'clock.
I'll move for now.
Second.
Motion to schedule a public hearing moved by Counselor Heising and seconded by Counselor Stickley. Any discussion?
Isn't that on council now? So it would be the other meeting. Okay.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Tijerina?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Council President Stiriz?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, and then the next one, I need a motion to accept the mayor's appointments to the various boards and commissions. There's one added on there that was just oversight, Pride Wauseon Preservation and Design Review Board, Scott. I'd like to appoint you onto that one. Melinda Robinson is going off. She's been on that for many years, but her husband's retiring, so she's retiring as well next year. So she would ask to not do another term. So that's the only difference, and these are the rest. If you'd like to make a motion for all of the new terms.
I would make the motion, Mayor.
I'll second it.
Motion to accept the mayor's appointments to the various boards and commissions moved by Counselor Stickley and seconded by Counselor Tijerina. Any discussion? Counselor Stickley?
Yes.
Counselor Tijerina?
Yes.
Counselor Heising?
Yes.
Counselor Schneider?
Yes.
Council President Stiriz?
Yes.
5 yeas, 0 nays, motion carries.
Okay, thank you. I have nothing under old business. If we have nothing else,
I got one thing under old business, Mayor.
okay.
It's, one of our old mayors passed away,
Yeah,
so I don't know, maybe she was gonna,
I was, but
Was it?
that's okay.
I'll leave it up to you then.
No, it's actually
Can we do
fine.
it now?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Kurt Falver was a mayor of Wauseon in the past, and 70 years old, worked for Toledo Edison, and then, but he just passed away. I don't think his funeral is yet though,
No, it's been.
Still time.
so go ahead and add to it, Mayor.
Well, he was a mayor between Mayor Matheny and then again, I think Mayor Matheny after. And I think he served 5 years as mayor.
It's in here.
Yeah, I think it-
1986 to 91.
So, yeah, he was, he loved the city of Wauseon. He was very active in the Boy Scouts and anything to do with outdoors. The parade, the memorial parade, you always seen him walking in that. He was very, loved his city very much. And he was one of those guys that loved a Harley, but would come up here and serve the city. So it was a huge loss that we lost Kurt. And it was, he had COVID, so lots
He happens to be cousins with my husband.
Oh! There you go. I'm sorry for your loss then. But if you, again, the city would like to extend their condolences once the funeral arrangements are done. Anybody else? I think Keith, you're the only one who works on these.
He swore me in as a full-time officer in 87.
Okay. And Trudy, I think, was as well. Yeah. Thank you
Thank you.
for bringing that in. Okay, if not anything else under any old business, let's get a motion to approve. Do we have any bills?
No bills.
We have no bills? We can pass on this today. First of the year, we have no bills to move. So we just need a motion for adjournment, please.
I'll move.
Second.
Motion to adjourn moved by Counselor Heising and seconded by Counselor Stickley. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.